Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to speak to the amazing work of the Women's Shelter Armidale and its contribution towards dealing with domestic and family violence. As you know, prior to Parliament, I was a community corrections officer, so I worked with perpetrators of domestic violence on a daily basis. That role meant I got to read police facts, reports and other information. I can confidently say they paint a very different picture of the romantic nature we have of relationships. It is not the fairy tale ending and they lived happily ever after, we all believed as children. It's the reason why in 2014 I volunteered to be a member of the Women's Shelter Armidale Committee and was subsequently elected Treasurer. I felt passionate about helping those whose lives had been damaged and had experienced trauma in a way that no one should ever have to. It's difficult to see family breakdowns in any circumstance, but it is even more tragic when family and domestic violence is involved. Furthermore, in regional centres, often there is nowhere to hide, so having a women's shelter provide wraparound service support is integral to getting women's lives back on track. Providing care and support for innocent young children is of utmost importance. I was treasurer of the shelter for about 4 years, so I was close to its inner workings. It made my day as a community corrections officer more haunting because it meant I came face to face with perpetrators and then victim survivors. We had tools like the Practice Guide to Intervention to encourage change of behaviour, and they were effective, but then I'd attend a board meeting and be confronted with the depressing reality that the world can be a cruel place with nowhere to escape when one is locked in an abusive relationship. The point I want to make, Mr. President, is that I was in an unenviable dual role of seeing this trauma from both sides, and it was hard for me to continue without it getting to me on a personal level. So I discontinued my role on the board because, disturbingly, it was all too much. Fast forward, though, to a couple of weeks ago, and here's where the story becomes positive, because in my new role as an MLC, I paid a visit to the Women's Shelter Armidale, and I was delighted to see the dream had come to fruition, in that they had core and cluster units built that would transition women, their children and pets from trauma to a new place where they could rebuild their lives in a personal space with security to heal with the assistance of specialist service. Obviously, it's a shame that services like these are needed, but until domestic violence is eliminated in our society, they are crucial and appreciated.